using this yarn, Ali's Cotton Gold yarn, my favorite. It's 100 grams and it's 55% cotton, 45% acrylic, and I'm using a 3mm hook. So make a loop, and this is how you make your loop. I have several tutorials that show how I make my bra cup, so I won't say much. I won't show much, so we're going to chain 18. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is our chain 18. You're going to add 3 extra chains. 1, 2, 3. This is going to act like your first double crochet. Wrap your yarn around the hook, come into the 4th loop from the hook. 1, 2, 3 into the 4th loop with a double crochet. Pull through 1 and pull through 2 and make a double crochet along this entire chain. Like that. We are going to make 8 rows of the double crochets for our bra cup. I'm reaching the end of the chain. So in this very last loop, we are going to put 2 double crochets. 2, this 1, then 2 double crochets like that. Chain 1 and go back with 2 double crochets for those who haven't watched my bra tutorials, like that. And then continue in this loop. After the loop for 2 double crochets, come below this double crochet, enter into the loop and put a double crochet and do it along so that you have equal number of double crochets on both sides. So at the end of the row, put a double crochet and put a double crochet in the very last loop, like that. Then chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, wrap your yarn around the hook, come in the very first loop with a double crochet and continue with double crochets along. So I'm reaching the center where we chained the chain 1 space, this one. You're going to enter with 2 double crochets like that, then chain 1, wrap your yarn, go back with 2 double crochets, and then that is going to be the basic routine of making your bra cup, and then continue with double crochets. So I'm done with my 8 rows, and now I'm going to add this row of chain space. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then chain 1 as you skip 1, wrap your yarn around the hook, skip the very first loop into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip this loop into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip with a double crochet like that, chain 1, skip with a double crochet. Okay, before I go further, we're going to put double crochets in these 2 loops before we enter into the center with other double crochets. So after this chain 1, wrap your yarn, go into this double crochet with this in this space with a double crochet, chain 1, make a double crochet into the next, chain 1, to do double crochets in the chain space in the center, total of 4, chain 1, enter again into the space with 2 double crochets, then next with a double crochet and another double crochet in the next, like that, then chain 1 and continue with the chain 1 space. And finally chain 1 and put a double crochet like that. As I said, I'm working on a cup C, and now you're going to chain 1, 2. We are going to work a half double crochet on our base. So chain 2, wrap your yarn, put in every space, put 2 double crochets, or there's also this option, you could put 1 double crochet in here. I mean half double crochet, excuse me. We are using half double crochets. Wrap your yarn, go in this space, this one, this, enter in here with a half double crochet, wrap your yarn, enter in this double crochet with a half double crochet, enter in this space with half double crochet. It kills for me the space better, but you can also work 2 half double crochets into each space. I'm at the end, put your double crochet here and another double crochet there. We are done with our cups. So now we are going to cut. You're going to chain 1 here and cut the yarn, because we are going to now join these cups together. Look for your right side of your bra cup. This is it, and this is it. So come in between the both centers, make a loop, that you're going to pass through. Enter your hook in this space, pull the chain 1 and enter it in this space, pull through, chain 1, and then put slip stitches in the next loop and the next loop, chain 1. That's just to make sure it doesn't open, and cut off the yarn. So we have our top now, our bra cups now joined together, as you can see them. So we are going to now first build our base before we work on the top side. So make a chain, make our loop, excuse me, and come on this end, enter your loop on the extreme end of the loop, your loop here on the base of your cup, and then pull through your loop, pull through. After the loop, you're going to make a chain of 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After that, cut off your yarn and then come on this other end. Wait, I'm looking for, okay. Enter your hook, enter your hook into the loop you've created, pull through and chain 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's our chain of 18. Then after the 18th chain, you're going to add 2 more. Wait, you're going to add 3 more. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be your first double crochet. Skip 4 loops from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come into the 5th with a double crochet. That is our loop for the string that we've created. Then you're going to work with a double crochet. We're going to make 2 rows of double crochets. Going to make double crochet until the end of this row, until this end. I'm almost reaching the center. So you're going to put 1 double crochet in between this space, put a double crochet, and then continue with double crochet along until the end. I'm getting to the end. So I have 2 loops left. Chain 1, come in the very last loop, skip 1, come in the very last loop with a double crochet. Like that. Chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work. Chain 1 as a skip loop. As a skip 1, skip this, go into this with a double crochet. So make another row of double crochets. I've reached the end of my second row of double crochet. Chain 1 and then come in the last loop of our last double crochet and put a double crochet. Then chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work. On this row we are going to do skip loop for the entire row. So chain 1 as your skip loop, go into the, skip this, go in this with a double crochet, skip, chain 1, skip this, go into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip this, go into the next with a double crochet for the entire row until the end. I'm done with the row for chain space. We are going to put again 1 row of double crochet, and then we will work on our back area of this top. So chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, chain 1, skip this loop, go into this space with a double crochet, and continue with double crochets along the entire row. Chain it, put double crochet in the space, then double crochet, then along the entire row like that. I'll meet you when I'm done with my row of double crochets. 1 row. If you want to add more, you can do that as well, but mine, I'm just adding 1, which I'm going to attach beads at the end of this when I'm done with the entire piece. I'm done with the front of my top. Now we're going to work on the back part of our top. I'm going to just show you one side, and then you can work on the next by yourself. So get your yarn and make a loop. And come on any side of your choice or your preference. You're going to put 6 double crochets, enter in this very first loop here, and then enter your loop that you've created and pull through, make a double crochet or chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That's like our first double crochet. Wrap your yarn, go into the next loop with a double crochet, wrap your yarn, go into the next, to a total of 6. This is 4, 5, 6, like that. You're going to do 2 more rows of 6 double crochets, chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, wrap your yarn around the hook, then come into the next loop with a double crochet, wrap your yarn, go into the next with a double crochet, wrap, go into the next with a double crochet. These are 4, have 2 more, go into this with a double crochet and enter the very first and the third loop, when the one where you created the chain 3 on top, and put a double crochet. 1 more row, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, go into the next loop, with a double crochet, wrap your yarn, go into the next with a double crochet, wrap your yarn, go into the next, to a total of 6 as well. Like that. From there, we're going to do a bit of an increase. We're going to start doing an increase on our crochet top. So now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, go into the next with a double crochet, the next loop, then into the next with a double crochet, the next with a double crochet, the next with a double crochet, and then this one you're going to do an increase. You're going to put 2 double crochets in the last loop. This is one, and go back with another, like that. Then chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work. This second row from the increase row, you're not going to do any increase, so you're going to just do 7 double crochets. That. The next row we are going to do an increase, chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, skip this loop into the next with a double crochet, then double crochet along, so when you've reached the last double crochet, you're going to put 2 again, double crochets, total to 8, like that. And now the next row, you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, wrap your yarn around the hook, skip this loop into the next with a double crochet to a total of 8 double crochets. Eight double crochets. The next row you're going to do an increase, chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, wrap your yarn, skip this, going to the next, the double crochet, Then we've reached this last one. You're going to enter with 2 double crochets to a total of 9 double crochets, and then you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work like that. You're going to just make double crochets here without any increases like we've been doing. I love these loops on, that's why I'm skipping this to use the second loop. Skip this, use this, just in case you want to add strings, they could act for you as loops for strings. So that's the reason I'm not using the very first loop here for my double crochets. Okay, in the next row we are also going to do an increase, so chain 1, 2, 3. You should know that the increase it's at the edge, not this side, it's inside the crochet top at the edge. If you can see me, this is the break up, this is it, this like this. So turn your work, skip this loop, going to the next with a double crochet, and now we are going to have an increase on this one. So at the end put 2 double crochets, like that. Then chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then make double crochets along. Sorry. Make double crochets. And now chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work. It's increase, no increase, increase, no increase. So on this row we are going to do an increase. So I'm going to do mine off camera. I'm going to do 20 rows. These are so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 9 to go, so I'm going to work on it off camera, and I'll meet you when I have the increase. Just know it's increase, no increase, increase, no increase. Still you have 20 rows. So I'm done with this side. You can see I'm done with one side, and now I'm going to work on the other, this one. But I'm working on it off camera. I'm going to meet you when I have both sides before we continue to the next. So I'm done with the two sides of my back side of my top. I'm going to build alongside the edge. Before we can continue, we are going to use a single crochet on the edges, the inside edges, so that we can continue with the rest. So we are going to start with this side. Turn your work like this and chain 1. That's your first single crochet. In each double crochet you're going to put 2 single crochets, plus this to make them like 3 because they are so small. So we're going to do this single crochet and then go back with another single crochet, enter in this space here, this loop with a single crochet, and then do single crochets, 2 single crochets in each double crochet. Like that. Do it along until you reach the end. Pass it all the way, even via the loops, until the end. So I'll meet you there. So I'm done with the single crochet. When you reach here, chain 1 and cut off the yarn like that. You can see we're going to do the same thing this side and this side. We're going to put single crochets along this space, but this time around I want to start from down going up so that I can also join these together, this upper part together. So come to your work here, turn the work, make a loop, make a loop, come insert your hook on the base here and then pull through the hook you've created, chain 1, That's your first single crochet. Enter with a single crochet, and if I skip to tell you how you do a single crochet, you just enter into the loop or the space, pull up the yarn and pull through. You don't wrap the yarn around the hook. So you do the same thing all the way. Like that. So I have reached the end of my single crochets, like that. Bam, like that. So both sides have already worked on single crochets. You can see that. And now you're going to just chain one. After that, enter into the loop, because we're going to slip stitch here. Come in this very first loop, enter your hook and slip stitch. Slip stitch, enter the next loop and slip stitch, enter the third loop and slip stitch, chain one and cut off your yarn like that. As you can see, our back is looking yummy. So we are going to do one row of single half double crochet here, not double crochet, half double crochet, and then we do the attachments to the bra cup. Make a loop, after the loop come in the very first loop on your hook, on your work, on your double crochets, and pull through the loop you've created. And then chain 1, 2, that's like your first double crochet. Wrap your yarn, go back into the same loop this time round, pull through all. That's how your half double crochet is done. Wrap your yarn, do a half double crochet into the next loop and continue along the entire row. And it's not a must you should follow the measurements I did for this, just to clarify that. If you want, instead of beginning with 6, you could begin with 8, depending on how thick you want your back area to be. Don't use my exact measurements because it depends on the size I'm working on, if the person is small or medium. So I chose to go with 6 double crochets at the start of the back design, but you can do 8 and keep growing the 8. If you're plus size, you can start with even 10. As long as you keep it the exact way I'm doing it, it will still come out right. When you reach here, enter in the center the chain 1 that you created and just do a half double crochet there. Wrap your yarn, continue in the loops with half double crochets. Like that. So do it until the end. So I'm done with my row. You're going to chain one here and cut off the yarn. That's the back side of our top. And now we are going to come and work a few strings that are going to attach to this, because we can't do it just like this. It will be a bit short at the back. So you're going to create just a small string. So make a loop again. Make a loop. So we are going to use double crochets, and you're going to count from here to here. After our chain, we are going to enter in the very first loop here. Go through your loop, pull through, chain 1, 2, 3. That's your first double crochet. Go back with a double crochet, and then make 6 more double crochet to total 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are 8 double crochets. If you want, you can do 10 or whatever. I'm just going to do 8. Then chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work. We are going to do a decrease. Wrap your yarn around the hook, enter in the very first loop and pull through. Wrap your yarn around the hook, go in the next loop, pull through all, and remain with 2 on the hook, and then pull through. Then go with double crochets and along. So we have 3 loops left. Wrap your yarn, enter here with a double crochet, go in here, pull through, wrap your yarn, go into this one and pull through all and pull through 2. Then chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, enter in the very first loop, pull through, wrap your yarn, go into the next loop, pull through 1, pull through all, like that. Then do double crochet and a double crochet until you have 3 loops left. So I have this loop and this loop. Wrap your yarn, enter in this loop, pull through, wrap your yarn, go into this loop, pull through all and pull through 2. Then chain 1, 2, 3. This is our last one. Enter in this and pull through, enter into the next loop, pull through all and pull through 2, and then enter in this, because we already have only 2 loops left, pull through, then enter in the last one, pull through all, pull through 2, like that. And then after that, you're just going to do double crochet. These are 4 rows. So you're going to do 5 more rows to total 9 rows. So then you're going to be attaching it this side. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3. That's your double crochet. Turn your work. We have 3 loops. Enter into this loop, center loop with a double crochet, and the last loop put a double crochet, turn your work. So that's the 5th. 1 2 3, turn your work, go in this very first loop with a double crochet and enter this last loop with a double crochet. That is 1 2 3 4 5 6. We have 3 more left. Chain 1 2 3, but you have to take your shoulder measurement so that you're sure how many to make, because you can't do exactly what the number I've done. If you're plus size, instead of 9 you could do 12, you know. Yeah, you could do 12, or you could do 10, or you could mostly 12. Plus size I usually do 12. So after this, come in the very first loop, put a double crochet, and here double crochet. Do the same until you have a total of 9 rows from here to the end. So I'm done with my 9. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So I'm going to come here and attach it to the bra cup. Come into the bra cup, you're going to do slip stitches inside the bra cup. Come in the first loop of your bra cup and do a slip stitch. Just make sure you're on the right side. You're doing it on the right. Your top is not twisted. Okay, it's not twisted. Then after the first slip stitch, go in the next loop on the 3 double crochets you are making. Go back into the loop with a double crochet, with a slip stitch. Go into the 3rd loop and go back into the same loop. Same loop, and do a slip stitch like that. Then after that, when you're done with your slip stitch, chain 1 and then go into the next loop, put a slip stitch, chain 1 and cut off the yarn. And you're going to do the same for the piece, then we'll be ready. So now we need to make strings that we are going to put here at the end. And like I said, I love to hold to double my struts so that my string is strong enough, but I don't need much because I'm just going to pass it through here unless my client wants it more. So I'm going to double my strand like this, make a loop, and then make a string. You could use a 4.5 millimeter or 3.5. Make a string for our loops. So I'm done with my string. This is it. Enter it in these loops, the loops that you created here. There were 4 loops. Enter the strings. This. And that. Sorry. That. And that. Our top is ready to wear now. I'm going to remove the extra yarn that is left. I'm going to stitch it in, which I'll do a video soon to show you how I get to stitch in my extra yarn that is showing, but this is it.